this morning is Paul Barrett, the CEO of
PF
Rome
Capital
Resources.
Markets.
Paul, it's good to be catching up with you. How are things?
Yeah, fine, thanks. Good to be back.
Good. No, good to be speaking. I wonder if we could perhaps just get your sense of how the year's gone so far. Lots of advancements within the company, but also things happening on the ground. What's sort of been the biggest achievement for you from the company from this year?
I think the headline achievement is really the mineral resource that we've managed to put out on the project. As you know, it's a tin and copper project in the DRC, and the two prospects, Kalayi and Mont Agoma. So we've managed to drill them up. In fact, the minute we hit the ground running after the RTO, we were drilling all the way through, with one exception. We were drilling all the way through to August of this year, and then used the information to do the mineral resource estimate. And that's really now driving the forward work program for next year, which is just about to start. I mean, we're just about to start drilling. So as the year has progressed, what it's done is really put some meat on the bones as to what might be in this Kalayi and Mont Agoma prospects. And hopefully by something like end of first quarter, maybe start of the second quarter next year, we will have much more information on the deeper potential that we're chasing with this program we're starting now.
Okay, so this year was sort of really about sort of getting started on the ground and getting that resource out, which you did, and proving the sort of the geology and the model was similar to AlphaMin. So next year is really all about sort of proving that at depth. Is that what the major milestone would be?
For the most part, yes. I mean, we had in Mont Agoma a new eastern tin zone that we spotted on one of the last holes, so very shallow. So we are putting a couple of holes in to chase that and see where that goes to the northeast. The key really also is to deepen the main zone, which is the surface or near surface is copper dominated, but as we have always expected the tin to increase as we go deeper. So we're drilling some deeper offsets down underneath where we've been drilling in Mont Agoma. Kalayi, again, similar story, simpler geology in a way. It's a pure tin play and quite well defined ore shoots, and so we're again deepening those. As you mentioned, the AlphaMin model. I mean, in the Impalma mines, you know, the high grades of tin, they get the high grades of tin right at the surface, and then, but with relatively thin intercepts and quite rapidly develop thicker intercepts at the high grade. So that's what we're chasing in Kalayi going forward. Yeah, so hopefully we'll put quite a few bigger numbers in the resource by the time we're done.
Excellent, good. And you say that are you ready to drill? You've got the holes all planned out, so you're looking to start that this side of Christmas or early in the new year?
No, this side of Christmas definitely. We've got two crews who are in Kisangani at the moment. The helicopter's going to get them. They'll be on site on Thursday, and so we'll be up and running, hopefully turning the bit by the end of the week.
Excellent. Good. I know you're pretty well supported, aren't you, with some significant shareholders there, so everything is good on that front. You're happy with the funding and the interest that you're getting from shareholders to press on?
Yes, that's right. I think there is a core interest in the project. Not unsurprisingly, I mean, the tin price is fantastic at the moment, and copper doing pretty well as well. So, you know, tin has a really good story going forward, and I think people see that clearly. There are the neighbours at AlphaMin who will at some point be requiring further feedstock for their tin processing. So, you know, we are in a remote location in terms of access, but we're not a remote location in terms of getting the exported material to market. So, yeah, I think people see that and see that the DRC is is a lot better jurisdiction, and certainly because AlphaMin continue to export without any problems from the M23 issues or that kind of thing, and that operation is basically a cash machine that really it's very important for the DRC to keep that going, and I think that's very positive as well. And we're right next door.
Good, indeed. And just as you mentioned the M23 group there, There was some headlines I was reading recently that perhaps there's been a bit of a resurgence with what they were doing. So any comment on what's happening on the ground?
Well, I mean, we do have some informal contacts, and we do know that they have no plans to go and extend further west. They are consolidating in the area that they are now, which is in the rift to the east of where we are. And yes, there's been some activity around the Burundi border rather than Rwanda, so down into South Kivu. But I think it's all part of consolidating that area really on the eastern border of DRC. And still, they're still a couple of 100 kilometers from any serious activity. So we do clearly keep a watching brief on it, but I think it's not unlikely to affect us for this program.
Okay, good to hear. And just finally then, if I can, obviously a bit of sad news as well from the company, of course, with the passing of Marc Gasson. But from the management's point of view, things are carrying on. You're pretty happy with where you've got this year and setting up next year to be pretty active on the ground, just proving that resource further.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, it was an absolute shock with Marc. I mean, it was a very rare and very rapid illness that caught us all by surprise, and very shocking, very sad. And but we do have Jamie Anderson, who lives in country. He's an Australian geologist, so he runs the show. He basically ran the last campaign. We're bringing in a new drilling supervisor, Stuart, also from Australia. So I think the team, along with Dion, the geologist, I think we're pretty much covered, and we will look at replacing Marc and get a replacement position at some point. But at the moment, we're certainly fully covered on the operational side. Okay,
good. And just finally, will you be heading to site maybe around the Indaba time?
Well, yes, I'll be at the 1-to-1. I don't know about doing all of Indaba, but I could weave a trip around either side of that, and by then we should have be quite a good way into the drilling program. So it would be a good time to go. Yes.
Okay. Excellent. Good. Well, thank you very much, Paul Barrett. If we don't speak before Christmas, then happy Christmas, and looking forward to, if you can share some pictures, I'm sure, on social media, or if we want to jump on and do a quick in between the Christmas and the New Year period, if there's something to talk about with the drilling program, then we can do that. But for now, thank you very much for your time.
Well, thank you, and Merry Christmas to you as well.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter, and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.